You know, Colby, I have just found so much fun. It's my first time at the Carolina Cup, and there's people dancing, there's people eating, there's people tailgating, all kinds. Something that I found here actually is a pair of Clemson students who were dancing a little bit more southern, more traditional, and I have them here showing us what that is. What they're doing now is apparently what's called a pretzel, and it's something that I'm going to learn for the very first time. So, ready? Okay, so this is my first time, Colby, but let's do it. It's what's called a pretzel. Don't judge me too much. Okay, so out. And that's it. It's a little, I can't salsa. This is a little bit different. But there you go. Thank you so much. It's so much fun, Colby. You can find all kinds of different things here. Again, people from all walks of life really are here. We showed you the hats. We showed you the tailgating. It's a lot of fun, and it's about to start here in about an hour. But for now, Colby, we'll take it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Sonia. That's very gutsy of you to try a new dance on TV live.
While most families come to the Carolina Cup for the horse racing, we found one family that came to get married.
We're always a team.
That was what we said. Hey family, gather round. Guess what?
They got married.
We had the wedding cake hidden in the truck.
They had a flower girl, and Jeff's two boys were ready with the ring to tie the knot right here at the Carolina Cup.
Right before the first horse race went off, we did the ceremony.
Had you guys been engaged, or did you just say, hey, why don't we get married at the
So we got engaged last Thursday, so about 10 days ago. We'd been planning the wedding before the engagement.
It was a complete surprise for everyone,
We had no idea.
including their parents,
No idea. That's why we're in golf clothes, not wedding clothes.
because the wedding venue was a parking lot.
It was her gift to us, stress-free.
And the officiate?
A buddy of mine became a minister for the ceremony, and so he performed the wedding for us. We really appreciate that.
Philip Gussman had to complete some paperwork and pay $45 to be ready, but he says the best investment was
More time was spent editing the vows and everything with the bride.
everyone wishes Jeff and Emily Morgan the absolute best as newlyweds. Sonia Gutierrez, News 19 WLTX.
Steam hammer by his side.
So what does that song mean to you?
It means everything. My dad loved it. I never understood why he loved it so much until we started finding these things out about his brother.
Daniel Holiday Jr. grew up to this tune,
Gold steel all over the land.
a melody his uncle, Sergeant John Charlton Holiday, sang and played up until the last day of his life.
The sniper had hit him right in the center of his heart.
That was July 20th, 1943.
He was a hero. He gave everything he had. He gave his life for our country. And let me tell you, he volunteered.
He was buried at a cemetery in the Solomon Islands, but by the time soldiers went back to retrieve his body, the location was dismantled, and Holiday was declared non-recoverable.
My brother calls me and he says, "Are you sitting down?" I said, "Yes, I am."
73 years later, a local found human remains and turned them in.
He says, "We have a match. We have found Uncle Charles." Wow is the word that came out of my mouth.
Growing up, Daniel heard his father talk about bringing his brother home. If you could tell your father something today, now that this has happened, what would you say?
It's over.
He's home.
He's home. Yeah. He made it. He came back.
Holiday received the welcome any hero deserves, and his remains were escorted from Charleston to Florence.
Every little town we went through, they had either the sheriff's department or the local police blocking the traffic to allow us to go straight through.
The Department of Defense reports 73,000 unaccounted Americans from World War II.
If it can happen to my family, it can happen for your family.
Sonia Gutierrez, News 19 WLTX.
Well, today is the Art Day at the State Museum, where you can learn all about different artistry programs and also what's offered at universities and schools around the state. Our Sonia Gutierrez is there and joins us with yet another exhibit. Sonia?
Colby, well, this time you're in for a treat. You see this painting right here? You won't ever believe where it takes us. It's actually a door to the backstage storage. And Paul here is going to take us to a tour.
Sure.
This is actually the only day that you can do this, right?
Only today. This is the only day of the year that you can actually do this. Come to Art Day, participate, see all the artists from South Carolina that we have here doing demonstrations, and have a backstage view of some of the art museum.
Well, let's get started. Let's go on through. Let's go on through. Colby, when I first saw this, I felt like I was in a movie. I must admit. And this is the only day that you actually get to do this. The only day. Paul, so what do we have here?
We're in the South Carolina State Museum, walking back into our secure storage area. So we have several areas where we store all of the collections of the state, all the important things from South Carolina, from our history, natural history, science and technology, but today we're focusing on just the art collection that we have. We look at artists from 1590 to the present that do all sorts of different artwork representing South Carolina.
So we have over 4,000 pieces in this room right here. Take a look at this.
Right. This is primarily two-dimensional storage right here. So it's our painting collection, our collages, our watercolors, our works on paper, all the amazing things that people are familiar with from the Charleston Renaissance time period. So it's a huge collection, really important stuff that we have here.
And Colby, just a reminder, I mean, this is Art Day, celebrating local artists, local art here at the South Carolina State Museum. Today's the only day you get this awesome behind-the-scenes tour. And Colby, well, we couldn't wrap with anything better. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Sonia. What a neat way to look at where people can see that secret hideaway, but now she just gave away their secret.
We all know where it is now.
Now, most of the time when you get pulled over by law enforcement officers, it's because you're speeding or maybe one of your headlights is out. But this week, Monroe County, Georgia deputies are pulling folks over for a different reason. The sheriff says an anonymous person donated a little more than $5,000 to the sheriff's office. He says that person asked if deputies can pull over people with some minor violations and then give them money instead of tickets. The goal is to help people out just before the holidays. Here's a look at some of the surprises. The sheriff says he hopes the tradition will continue next year, and hopefully here we pick it up.
Yeah, that's so sweet. And this is one of the smallest tiny homes I've ever seen.
You know what, Savannah, though? I would be down to live in one of those.
I would see that for you, son. Well, he was saying a big target is the millennials who, after they graduate college, they haven't quite figured out what they want to do yet. So just buy a tiny pod, travel around, see the sights, decide what you want to do.
It's quite adventurous. I'm in.